And I was about to say good morning, but good afternoon, good evening, I guess it could be morning somewhere. Welcome to not the last, but the second to last Tuesday with Todd of the year, this December 19th. Welcome one, welcome all. Tonight, 2023 year in review. We had to do a little switch up because Sarah has a band concert for one of her children at 6 o'clock, and we didn't want to cut this short. So I said, yeah, we can flip that for you. So, go listen to that music. Go, Sarah. Next week, we'll be back with it'll be creating content with Canva, which will lead into the first show of next year, which is setting goals for 23 or for 24. 2024 already. How's that possible? So what I'm going to do is, I want us all to talk about how 2023 was for you. What did you learn? Did you hit all of your goals? We did not. In fact, we didn't hit any of them. And me, I'm a pretty open book with stuff, and I like to tell you guys how it is. And this is no no no, I can't even think of the word to say. But yeah, let's check in. Let's see how people are doing this afternoon. Remember, when you get in here, let me know who you are, where you're from, what's in your cup, and how the weather is. We got a Celsius rocking this afternoon. Orange, sparkling orange, as a matter of fact. It's 30 some degrees. It's not too shabby out here. Darren, good evening to you. What's up, Chuck? Good afternoon to you. FU Facebook user, thanks for that. Now, Facebook and Streamer don't always play nice. That's why you come through as a few Facebook user. But if you head over to fatdadlive.com, that gets you into the YouTube side of things. While you're there, you can like and subscribe, and we'll know who you are. Good evening, Chuck from Darren, and Darren to Barb, because I must have missed a Barb. There it is. Good evening, everyone. 32 and drinking hot tea. And Barb's just working what she wants to this week because she's closed. Rachel, good afternoon to you. Alex, good evening, everybody. I need this. I just want to close the door in 2023 and move on to 24. Man, you're not the only one. Shipping issues the past 2 weeks. Stuff saying it's showing up here, and no, it's not. The picture is not my house. What house is that? It's not mine. It is. It's it's been great. D-Town, good afternoon. Just popping in. Going to watch my little one's Christmas concert. It is that time. But hello, I'll rewatch. That's ours tomorrow. That's why tomorrow's morning mindset will be a fairly quick one because we think we got to be out of here by like 9, so that way we can do the Christmas program, holiday program. Can't call it Christmas. The holiday program for the school tomorrow morning. So that'll be then. And Barb, North Central Minnesota. That is correct. Did not hit the goals, not all of them. Ohio, 24 degrees. We did. Hey, Jerry. There. Yeah. Can I see you now? Yes, Jerry. I can see now. Suppers. Rye, how's it going? Ryan, did you hit all of your goals for this year? We didn't. And let's walk through this year for us. So, we started the year strong. We started the year with big ambitions. Because if you remember last year, it's when we moved into the new retail space, and we had some big ambitions that we were going to fulfill this year. We were going to, launch a new company. We had a partnership. We had other things in place that we were going to do. And that made it to about March. And, right at the beginning of March, everything fell apart. So it was pretty gut wrenching. It really made me question whether I wanted to do this anymore. I was gotten a really bad spot because I just didn't know what to do. And we're still waiting for that to come about. Hey, we know that one day the other shoe is going to drop and there's going to be the lawsuit there, and we'll have to figure it out when we come to it. But yeah, it sucked to decide, do you take on something that you don't need for 100%. You're not 100% sure if you want, and to do it, you're taking money out of your family's mouth. It's a tough pill to swallow to say, hey, kids, we can't do this because we got this going on. And so that was the thing. You really have to, especially when you're a business owner, you have to decide, are you going to eat ramen, or are you going to, go out to dinner, right? We all have those times when it's time to, cinch it up, and let's see, we'll tighten all those belts. What are we spending money on? What can we do to cut the fat on it and, to stay profitable? And like for us, usually about now, we start dropping off, and that picks back up in February. So that's when we travel. January, we're going to Long Beach. That's about a month away. We're going to be out in Long Beach. And then in February, we're going to Mexico. So, while I will sit there and say, hey, it can be slow and times are tough and you're this, yeah, first world problems, we're also traveling twice in the next 2 months. and we just got back from Disney. So there's pluses and minuses to it. What we want to do is build a consistent year. We want to keep the highs and the lows, more of an even keel. I want that even sales across all year. And we've seen a lot of stuff drop here in this fourth quarter that we didn't necessarily surprise us, but we just know that that's how it's going and what we can do for it. And we've set plans in place to be able to start doing that. And that's going to be a big part of that first show of the year, which I'm going to go ahead and post the link for the form for that, so you guys can go take a look at it. We are going to, because we're going to do it up different this year. So we're going to have quarterly goals, your first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter, your yearly goals, but then monthly goals with it too. So that way, anytime throughout the year, somebody can come in and be able to get right into it. The plan is to take the first Wednesday show of Morning Mindset of every month, and that's when we're going to talk goals. We're going to see where everybody is, because, listen, the only people we have to hold accountable is ourselves, right? If we're not continuously revisiting these, updating these, seeing what worked, what didn't work, then what's the point of setting them? And for us, I didn't, and we'll go through what those goals were and where we hit it. Eating supper at 5. Oh, Jerry, eating supper at 5. Go for it. Alex, I didn't hit any of my goals this year, but we didn't either. Their kiddos are still in school. Yeah, our kids are still in school, tomorrow being the last day, and then they don't go back for like 3 weeks. What do they think, they're in college or something? Yeah, tomorrow's the last day, and then they'll be out for, I think, till like the 8th or so. And Barb says, part of my goals met. Big goal not met is social media and revamped website. Started, not completed. I'll add those to 2024. Very nice. And there's the link to the code, or to the form. Go there, fill that out, and then that way we're going to start working on those goals. That'll be the first show of the year. We're going to talk about it. I'll have mine out there. I'll have my year goal, my first quarter goal, and my month goal, because that's what we're going to do. And Tiffany, good afternoon to you. I actually made all my goals, but the big goal, which was double sales. Awesome. That was us when we looked at stuff. When we go through our goals on what we wanted to do, I'm gonna look at mine. So remember, we started the year and we set these. We had, what was 4,000 square foot retail place and extra rooms, and we are going to build out a studio, and we are going to build all that, and we are going to have a lot of different branding come about. And when that fell apart, it changed the way that we had to do business for the year. So for us, one of the goals was, to have the studio built out, and all branding for social media switched over to Crafting to Cash. That did not happen. And why? It was because once all that went down, I felt defeated. I still feel, like a failure. I still feel defeated with it. We had a lot of issues, in this fourth quarter with things not going the way that they should have. And we've got to change that going into, the first quarter if we want to be able to make things work. On business side, didn't do what we want to do. And how can we do that? So, it was one of the big things was not, we didn't have a studio built and have this. And looking back, do we need a studio built? No, we had the room for it. So why not do it? And so I put goals that were more vanity things on it. Like, yes, I want a studio. I don't need a studio. I got a phone. I can record everything on that. I don't need a studio for it. Would it be nice to have something set up and go for it? Absolutely. But in space constraints, does it make sense to take, a 6x6 or an 8x8 area to build out a studio for it? We did it for years without it. So I need to get back to the roots on that. And that's the goal. One of the things is Tuesday with Todd, we're getting back into it. We went through a big spell where we weren't doing them, going back to last year. We were just we fell off, we're making excuses. We were busy with other stuff. We didn't do it. And we could see that decline in viewers, in new members, in new sales. So we saw that, and that's why we got to get back to our roots next year. And we'll talk about, that first show, kind of what the goals are for the year. So, yeah, that was our 3-month goal, was to have that. And then by 6 months, we planned on, because we're going to have the studio, we're going to be having, one standalone video a week. That didn't happen. No, we didn't post a standalone video until December. And then we posted like 4 or 5 in a row, and then that was it. And I fell off here. And why? It was because of everything we've been dealing with the last 2 or 3 weeks. I could not bring myself in good conscience to work on things that weren't an income producing activity or dealing with problems that were there. It was making content of what, of this is how you do it, and I'm sucking at it. So no, we didn't. That didn't happen. Is it going to happen in the new year? Yeah, because we are going to make a list. Yeah, everything starts with that list. We'll go in, and it's tough. The point of this is going to be the last show of the year, and the first show was going to be goals, so I could talk about it. So I'm going to be talking about some of our goals there. That way, you guys kind of have an idea of how to fill out that form, and then we can all get together and talk about that first show. But for us moving forward, yeah, I need to make those weekly videos. And what kind of content? I need to have white toner content. I need to have sublimation content. I need to have laser content. I need to have DTF content. I need to have, our sales content. I need to have our marketing content. And some of that is already being taken care of. We're going to have Bob in once a month, talk marketing. Him and I met again this morning of kind of how a plan we're going to set stuff up for it. If you have an existing customer base, if you don't, how can we make it work for you for those? He kind of hears what to expect in that first month of stuff. So the planning, the profits are in the planning. We got to get that plan together for that. I'm going to need your help on different items to create that, because one of the things that we run into is, especially like Christmas stuff, like there's hundreds of things to do for Christmas. I could do a different sublimation Christmas thing for 3 years every week, so that's what 150 different shows, and nobody even bat an eye. And so it's like, oh, do we go back to some of that other stuff? Some of that basic stuff, sublimating on tumblers. Do we, laser engrave on tumblers? Find the different things to go over it. And the other side is our affiliate sales were really down on stuff because we weren't pushing that. 2 years ago in 21, we were making sure every day that there was affiliate links being posted, things put out there, and we fell off on that. And so that's got to be, addressed because affiliate, it doesn't cost you anything to click on our affiliate links, and we don't make much, but man, those pennies start to add up. So when it can pay for, a mail service, or it can pay for a dinner, it can pay for a lunch, it can pay for new toner, it can pay for new cameras, those are the things that's what I needed to do, is to create content to be able to do that. So that will be on the goal. And then one of our big overall goal was we wanted to be at 300,000 in sales this year. Now, we did not hit that. Did we come close? No. Did we suck? No. As far as numbers, not 300. It's more than 2, less than 3. Like we can leave it at that. One of the things that I was talking with somebody about different things is they're like, some of the stuff that you say, some of the stuff that you do, maybe you shouldn't. And I kind of sat back and was like, well, what do you mean maybe I shouldn't? So it was, it was, especially when it comes to number side of things. They said, because when you can post, hey, here's how much this is, here's how you can do it, they're like, then, since this is in a public forum, then customers can see it and go from there. And I'm like, yeah, but that's kind of how our show works, because we do that. And so I see both sides of it. I think what we need to do, and this is where they said, why don't you just start up a Patreon, or you do something on YouTube where you have a membership on there. And so we're really going to look at that, and to get in the membership, you're looking at, less, $20 or less a month. And then that's when we'll have, a once a month after hours call. Here's this, that, we can whatever, we can set up some, co-working time with it. We can go more in depth on some of the Tuesday with Todd's. We can, really, really push things on what we want to do and how we can come up with some of that marketing side of things out of that. So, not looking to get rich off that by any means, because we need a lot of people at $20 a month, but those are the ones that are going to be the action takers that are going to actually get in there and do it. And so, we've got to adjust some things, but that's where having that like-minded group of people in there together, working towards the same common goals that we all have and how we can help each other out, is really a nice thing. So overall, that's kind of the things that we're going to look at for it. Let me catch up on some stuff here. Brian said 2 goals met, 2 not met, but after today, next year's goal are going to be a big, hairy, audacious goals, right? We need to talk off air. Heck yeah. Does it have anything to do? Did you go on a field trip? Did it go on there? You want to talk tonight? after the show. I'll give you a call. But I think that's one of the things is like I pay to be in stuff. Some of it I don't use. Some of it I'm super intimidated by because, and yes, I get intimidated by people. Like I say, if we do between 200,000 and 300,000 a year, and I know people that are doing 10 times that and 20 times that, that's where I need to be. But do I really want to be there? Like pretty comfortable with where we're at. Add another 100, 200 grand of sales, and things would look really nice. Because just because you're making 100, 200 grand in sales doesn't mean you're making 100, 200 grand in profit. And so it's more of what are things that we missed out on this year. Things that fell off this year. Our decal printing was really down. Why is that? Because we didn't push it enough. We didn't show enough of that. We were showing decals 2 or 3 times a week of stuff pushing out for it. We were giving pricing on here's what you can give this. We were running specials on it. We were showing you how to run decal fundraisers. We were doing all that for you. And we just didn't. We didn't. And I think a lot of that came from that early year slump where I fell off. Same thing with banners. We were good for spring through summer. Maybe 5-10 banners a week that we were doing. No, I mean, we were 5-10 banners a month, maybe, so we cut that. And why? Because we didn't push it. We had a handful of people that they ordered the same stuff every year. Great. We do it for them for this, but we weren't pushing that. It's the same thing with the temporary tattoos. When I push that, it sells, but when I don't push it, people forget about it. So I need to get back in that, find our stuff of what we know sales, what makes us the biggest return on that, and push more of that. Same thing with DTF. We were doing the drops every Thursday, and our DTF sales have dropped. And why is that? Well, a couple of the places that we were in, where there might have been exclusivity, there's things that have happened where there might have been, 3 or 4 vendors in there now. And over the last, 2 years since we started, when we started, it was just a core group of it. And now, there's 20 vendors in there. So now people are looking at how close is something to me, how quick can I get it, and how cheap. They don't value that connection. And I don't want to cheapen our product and lower that because I feel we add a lot more value on that backside of things. So what does that mean? I have to turn on more ads for it. I have to make sure that we're really good on who we want to get into. And this is, Bob and I were talking today about setting up some things on how we would make this work with our marketing system. And so that's why we started with the fresh site on Shopify. And we're going to show you, here's the 3 pieces that we're going to do right off the bat. So that way we can show you those results in February, because we need to start running that and pushing those things. There's certain other things that need to happen in order for sales to increase. The one thing that can't happen is just sitting on my ass, right? I can't sit here and be like, well, there's no sales coming in. Well, did I ask anybody for sales? No. If I didn't ask anybody for sales yesterday, how do I get sales? This is where I should be asking you. Why aren't we printing for you? Why aren't we printing your banners? Why aren't we printing your DTF? Why aren't we printing your stickers? Why aren't we printing your yard signs? And some of you we are, but a lot of you were not. So what do we have to do to earn your business? And if you say price, then you're just not my customer. I can't lower prices to make your demands, because here's the fun part on that, right, is that you're not doing anything except placing an order and you're making money. And what you originally, let's do a yard sign, for example. You're selling those yard signs for $15 to $35, depending on how many you're getting, what's going on with it. And you're going to sell them at that regardless of what you're paying for it. So if I drop my prices, you're actually making more. So that's why there's stuff in there. Of course, the more that you buy, the more the lesser the cost is. But there's things that, we're really going to set up to push. We're going to look at, okay, in the spring, we're really going to go hard on here's banners, here's yard signs, here's package deals on this. This is what you should do. If you have a commercial, here like this, if you have commercial clients you're already working with, the things like lawn maintenance, roofing, siding, gutters, construction, landscaping, concrete work. If you're doing any of those, who are they getting the rest of their stuff from? Who are they getting the yard signs from? Who are they getting their stickers from? Who are they getting their business cards from? Who are they getting all that extra stuff from? Because you can offer that. Even though you're not doing it, we can help out with that. So I need to make sure that, we're going to have the marketing call. I need to make sure to have a call of action of what we can do and how we can help you, and just push through all of that. One of the things that I get asked all the time is, building out stores. I should do that more to show people, yep, here's how you can do it. I should do that once every 6 months on it, because then here you can do this. And maybe you don't use us, but maybe you thought, hey, Todd really helped me out by, show me how I can do this and offer these services to people that I normally didn't have. So, I'll go ahead and, he helped me, I'll help him. And maybe that's what we can do on it. We're gonna look at a couple different things for it. Alex says, could you post that link in the chat? I couldn't read it. Yeah, absolutely. The link for the forms is right here. I will post that in the chat and we will bring it up for it. And I'm going to get some comments before we get into the next one, because it looks like we've got some in here for it. So let's start with let's go with Jerry. Generally speaking, why didn't that work? Jerry, I need more information. Why didn't what work? Rye said the only goal this year was to get into Dr. Fungus Toe and pay the machine half off by the end of the year. Did that work for you? Did that work? We could have got your machine half price. It would have technically been paid off then, right? But how did you first year with DTF, man? How was that? How many? There's a reason you're bald. You can't see your gray hairs. DTF causes gray hairs and divorce for sure. Barb says sometimes you need to step back and reevaluate. Absolutely, and that's where I said, we don't, do we need to have that $1 million business? No, it's that vanity metric, because are all of our bills paid? Are all of the kids taken care of? Is there food in the mouth? Are we still able to do everything we need? That's what we need. So the more you make, the more it costs you, right? We got to have employees. We got to have product. And how can you offer these things without bringing that in? That's one we've talked about before. That's when you sub that stuff out. Hey, we don't print renters. Yeah, you do. We can print them for you. We don't do your yard signs. Yeah, you do. We can do them for you. We don't do magnets. I did two magnet orders today for people. And it was like, oh, I didn't know you did it. Yeah, I suck because I don't tell people enough things that we do. And because I don't want to be all pushy salesy, buy my shit. I don't want to be that way, but I need to be. If we want sales to come in, I need to do that. So look for more of that. Look for more of our links. Look for more of that. I figure we do enough value in things with morning mindset, setting up our goals, with Tuesday with Todd, with demos, things like that, hey, I'm allowed to push that stuff and kind of commercialize some of those things on it. So, yeah. Let's see if Jerry answered back on her stuff. Why didn't the partnership work out? Just difference of opinion. It's one of those, I'm not going to talk bad about it. There's a different views on the way things that should go, different ideas on how it should be ran. Not the biggest thing is not having a true on paper laid out plan of this is how it was going to work out and all agreements on it, because there was too many assumptions, and that's why it didn't work out. And that was 100% my fault. I should have went into it with more of a structured plan of this is what's going to happen, this was going to happen, this was going to happen, and it didn't happen that way. So that's the biggest reason. Give me some beers at a trade show, and I'd be happy to tell you the story. Anybody's in Long Beach, we can get together and we can go over that. But yeah, it was it just didn't work out. It just didn't work out for it. Barb's, yeah, sometimes you can step back. That's what we got for it. We're going to go on your site to see how to set up car decals. Set them up how do you want to set them up, Jerry? Because it leave like that. That's one of the things where we have the pricing matrix on here that shows by size and quantity. So our typical car decal is about 5x5, so about the size of your hand. And the reason that we do 5x5, dead honest with you, is because our machine can print 52 inches, and so that means I can fit 10 across, and that's why we went with 5x5. I don't like doing anything bigger than that because it's less that we can fit on a roll for going across. But 5x5 is what it goes for, and on that, yeah, I mean, labels, stickers, anything like that. I mean, we did a lot of it for people, and we got a lot of people in the machines, right? We're like, yeah, here, you can do this. Here's who I use for, here's who I know will hook you up with some good equipment for it. We never got anything from that. And so we were showing people how to run their business, how to become more efficient, how to grow their business, pieces of equipment to look at, to do. And we were selling ourselves out. Like, here, yep, we can go ahead and take care of you. It's kind of on the DTF side of things. Like, should I be pushing, who we get our DTF stuff from, who it's there, because, people are going to eventually outgrow us and then go to that and realize, yeah, they're going to have headaches and it's not for them. But things like that, why aren't we doing that? And so yeah, we need to change the way that we're doing it for it. I agree, Barb. Yeah, let's step back to reevaluate. Hi, Dawn. And Barb's given her highs to ride on. Yep, I like to reevaluate and plan for the year in January. During my drive to Long Beach ISSO, some alone time. Well, that's why we're already starting to plan now. So that first show of next year, which is going to be, what is that? The second. The second is we're going to talk. We're going to talk goals. And like I said, if you go to the link that's on the screen. I'll put it up here for it because it's that weird thing. But if you right click, copy, paste, go there, you can see it. Like I said, we're going to have monthly goals, quarterly goals, yearly goals. And you don't have to know them all now. Like, if you kind of have an idea on the quarter and January, great. You kind of have your big ones for the end of year. Awesome. But every month, first Wednesday of the month, we're going over this. We're seeing where things are. We're going to talk to people. What do we need to do to get these goals accomplished? And I need that kick in the butt from you guys to tell me, hey, this is what you need to do because, that's just what we need to do. Linda, thanks for joining us. And I said, first year with DTF is amazing. Yes, I paid off half of what I owe on the machine already. Definitely looks promising next year. Awesome. Good for you. And Facebook user, FU. Oh my God, gray hours and divorce. Yes, amen. That's right. I mean, DTF is not what everybody thinks it is. They see these $3,000 printers and think that they should get it, and they shouldn't. Just order your transfers. And I'm not even saying order for me, just order them in general. You're going to save yourself so much, so much. And Don, you're pivoting online boutique, and that's what Pivot. Came on strong in 2020. 2020, we did. We weren't doing a lot of stuff, and that's when, like, going into 2020, printed HTV. We were going through about 3 rolls a week on that. And I mean, it was just rock solid. We were knocking it out because there was no option for that high color, low volume thing. And that's when we saw DTF come on and knew that was the one process that DTF could kill would be printed HTV. And it pretty much did for us. And so that's why we knew we had to get into that game with it. And, we went through the process. We've had the ups, the downs, the cries, spending $3,000 at a time, twice this year when 2 heads and a board went, 2 heads and a board went, 2 heads and a board went, oh no, it was 4,000, right? Because the heads of 15, so 15 is 3, the board was 6, so $3,600 every time. And so when you look at overall, like, man, this is a great year, but then it's like, well, this is what we spent it on. We had, $10,000 in parts that we had to buy. Hey, that came out of profit, right? There should be $10,000 extra dollars sitting there, but it went to machine costs. So you got to plan for things like that. You got to think, my set money back for when that rainy day happens, and it's tough, but it's one way to do it. You have to push. It's called advertising. That's right, and that's what we have to do. We have to market our stuff. We have to push more things out there, and we just haven't. Like I said, there's going to be some changes next year, definitely in the group, the way that we're doing the group. I know there's been some confusion on kind of things, how they've worked and what's been changing. And, there's going to be some other factors that need to change. If we want to push for it and get people behind us and that, then we got to make some changes on it. Speaking of Long Beach, did you see the rock party thing? I did not, Rye. What's going on with that? Please don't be a boat again. Rock Long Beach. What is it? I have not seen it, but I want to now. Long Beach events that rock. Let's see, Long Beach. Is that this year? What do we got here? Long Beach. Join us. Rock Fest, right? Rock Fest. Who's Rock Fest this year? What do we got here? Rock Fest. Location, Long Beach Convention Center. Gallo and Eve 6, Grimco Rock Press giveaway. That's different, isn't it? 5 to 9:30. Experience the ultimate rock fest extravaganza. Rock Atrium. It's the only way. Get set for the night. Let's see. Kickoff a sensational music talent. What is that? Gallo? 5 to 6:30. I don't know who that is. Should I know who that is? And Eve 6. I know who Eve 6 is, but we'll make sure to get in there for that. So yeah, sweet. We'll see there for it. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, and that it is what it is. We tried to do different things. Like I said, we didn't hit the goals that we wanted to hit, but we created new ones. There's things like even this year, kind of the stuff that we've learned last year, like the just interpersonal things, just talking with each other, how we feel about things, what we want to do. Like one of the things is like on craft shows, we see stuff and we're like, man, that would be awesome to do, and we know we can do it, but do you want to have to do that on the weekends? It's different than maybe, you can do it 4 times a year and there, but does it something you want to do every weekend? It's kind of like if anybody knows me, one of my passions is cooking. I love barbecuing, and I didn't do a whole lot of that this year. Not, I did probably half of what I normally did, and I could feel it in my bones that I was really missing out on that. And it was because that first half of the year was just really like, this sucks. I don't want to do anything. And then that second half, it was kind of like, okay, I need to get back in it. And that was something else where it's like, I miss doing it. And to always be working and not do the things I wanted to do, and stressing and I'll be the first to tell you, there was a lot of tears shed on my end, on what I wanted to do, a lot of late nights, a lot of stressful stuff. And just to know if it was worth it to do it. Even though we've been doing this now for 16, 17 years, we've been full time for the last 5, it's 2018, I believe. I think that sounds about right. 2018, 19, somewhere around there is kind of when we went full time with it. And so it's still struggling. It's still a battle every day. There's still 0 days where, there's 0 sales coming in. It still stresses me out. There's still days where, where there'll be a $5,000 day. So, that's where I said keeping it consistent there. There's still days that I want to throw up. There's still days that I want to cry. There's still days that I'm upset. There's still like the whole shipping things these last couple of weeks where the whole DTF side of things where things weren't progressing the way they needed to. The system wasn't reading things right. The SKUs weren't transferring through. It's been a battle, and it took, just here, let's go through this step by step by step, and finally found the last of the problems and the glitches. Worst time of year to do it, but is there really ever a good time? And we just made it through it, and it'll get better. Things will fall into place, but I should have waited until January to do that. So that way everything would have been fine through the holidays. We would have been right on track with it. And then, this is what we're going to do, switch over to it, and everything will be fine. But it didn't. And there's no way to go back and fix that now. So we'll go from there. 5x5. I'll go check those out. Yeah, 5x5. And on the site, you can see the pricing matrix for it on what a 5x5 is and what the quantity breakdowns are for you. And it is. It's. I don't even know what I was going to say with that. Derek said, this year was not what I had hoped by any means, and have done the same on contemplation. But I've tried a couple new things, didn't work out, even though I didn't meet any of my lofty goals. I'm there with you, Darren. It sucks. It sucks when you set these goals and you can't hit them, and you start to question everything of why didn't I hit these goals? A lot of the reasons I didn't hit the goals is because I didn't put in the effort. I mean, that's plain and simple. I need to take 100% responsibility of that. I didn't do what needed to get done. I fell on too many other things. I don't want to blame anybody for anything, because even like that, like this, like, how can I sit here and bitch and moan about, it wasn't the year that we wanted to have. It wasn't this, but we had over $200,000 in sales. I mean, I know there's people that are watching this that'd be like, holy hell, I'd love a quarter of that and have $50,000 in sales, and so don't take it as being like, oh, it's not a good enough for them. No, it is. But when you're supporting a family of 37 or whatever it is that we have, the numbers need to make sense. And, when it hits the slow time, that's when it's ramen noodle time, kids. But we really want to not have the ramen noodle as much. Noodles and popcorn, man. That's, I can go through it with there. So you start to question things. Like, what would I do? Could I go work for somebody else? No. I couldn't go work in an office again. I couldn't. I just couldn't. I could still do this on the side if worse came to worse. But what would I do in this? I'd go work for one of you. That's what I would do. I'd go work for one of our $3 million and $5 million shops. I'd be, here. What can I help you with? I feel I have a good presence on camera. I feel I can really put the content out there. If that was my sole thing that I was doing, that's the problem this year, where it was, here we're doing this, 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 and this. So what got pushed to the side? The marketing, the content side, the thing that should have been at the forefront to be able to do consistently week in, week out, I put off because I'm an idiot. And that's what I need to really realize. Angela, hello, well, computer is down again. They've ran into that twice today. Blue screen of death, and I think it's finally time to be done with it. Right here it says, I didn't lose the house and have been able to keep the bills paid so far, and that's with us. It's like come to when COVID happened, we went tight on everything. Like, what is the bare minimum we need to get by? And we just got used to that. And that's why, do we need a new vehicle? No. Should we get at least one other one? Yeah. But, it's like, to spend the money on a vehicle, to spend money on insurance, on something that isn't going to get driven maybe once or twice a month. Do you really need it? We're both working from home. Would it be nice to have something nicer and newer? Yeah. I don't want a $700,000 a month car payment. So that just doesn't make sense to me. Hey, if I can increase revenue by $50,000, cool. Then I will justify getting something new, but I can't do that. Are there things that we could cut out? Yeah. Are there things that we want to do? Yeah. But I need to, it all, is a plan that falls into place. And it all falls on me. At the end of the day, if this fails, it's on me. If it succeeds, it's on me. I had a conversation with somebody today, and I think it was a harsh reality. I said, the only person that you can count on is yourself. Don't count on your spouse. Don't count on your kids. Don't count on your parents. Don't count on your family. Don't count on anybody, because somebody will always let you down. The only one that you can count on 100% is yourself. If you want to make changes, you are the one that has to do it. Don't blame anybody. Don't expect a handout. Don't say, oh, you didn't help me the way you should, or this process didn't work, or you said this and it didn't work that way. I've told everybody the way that it works for me may not be the way that it works for you, and that goes both ways. And it's a tough pill for somebody to swallow, but at the same time, I need to look myself right there in the camera and be like, hey, it's your fault, kid. You're the one who's did this. You're the one who's putting false hope in somebody else doing something. You're putting hope that these jobs, like I should probably keep that as a metric as far as jobs that we bid out that we lost. I'd probably say $50 to $100,000 easily. And it could have been time frame, it could have been price, it could have been a lot of things. But you can't sit here in one day when there's 5 things that come in, and it's $50,000 in orders, and you're like, yeah, and you bid it all out, and none of them hit. Sometimes they already have somebody, and they just need the 3 other bids for it. Okay, how quickly can I do that for it? And that's why having that pricing calculator on our website is really going to help with things, to be able to be like, yeah, here you go, this is what you need. Want to check it out? Awesome. So I know that even though this wasn't a horrible year, yes, business wise, did not get to where we wanted personally. I mean, it was bad. I think this year was worse for me than COVID year. Like, because COVID year, I got married and everybody was dealing with COVID. So everybody was dealing with the same problems. Well, we all were going through the same thing. We were all there for each other. This year, I didn't reach out and ask for help when I needed to, when I should have. I should have really, just reached out to somebody to talk to. And I think that's a big issue in our business, is that not enough people do that. We try and put on this big, strong front as everything is fine and business is great and I couldn't be happier. And on the inside, we're crying and we're trying to figure out, hey, are the lights going to be on tomorrow for me to be able to do this? And I'm telling you, I've been there, folks. I am not going to bullshit any of you. There's times when it's like, oh, we really could use some jobs to come in because we've got stuff to pay. Like, where is this coming from? We need these people to pay their bills, and that's why we went to here. You got to pay up front for stuff. We can't keep doing this for it because we're putting stuff out there waiting to get back. And traditionally, January, February, that's when it's a lot slower for us. So that's when I was like, okay, how can we set up the year for it? How can we plan for it? And last year, thought we had that, and that plan went out the window, and everything along with it. And what do? Right? You just suck it up and go. And instead, I just sunk at that hole and self-destructed, and that was not good for anybody. But we'll get back. We'll this year, we'll be back better than ever. That's the goal, is to be back better than ever for it. Let's see what else we have here. Barb said, Darren, I think it's important to try new things even if they don't work out. Absolutely. Because that's the thing. You can't keep doing the same thing over and over and expect, the results to change, right? We got to change up new things. We got to try new things. I've sat there, anybody that's followed me for a amount of time, that I've made dumb purchases on things that I probably never should have. Probably the one that isn't the dumbest, but we still got it, was sand carving. I got sucked into it at a trade show and was like, I have most everything there for it. So let's go and do it. And I love the process of it, and did it in 20 years. And I really love the detail of everything. It's just dirty and time consuming. And it just, for our model, it just wasn't going to fit for us for what we needed. The Spangle machine, it was what, $12,000-$15,000 mistake. You live and learn, but it is what it is. And we move on from there. Let's see. We're clear now. Can we see that link again? Yes, we will put the we'll put the link up here again for you. Like I said, if it's in the comments, just right click, copy paste to it. It will be in the group. We'll have the group posted in that. It will be in Every Morning Mindset. We're going to have that in there, so we'll have everything. We'll have everything there as we go through it. There it is. Screen cap that, right click, copy paste. Like I said, it will be in the groups. I'll post it on my personal page. I'll post it everywhere, so that way you can all get in there, Alex. Don't worry about it. Jerry said, we'll listen the remainder of it. Thanks, off to eat. Jerry, enjoy. You're probably gone. Which laser do we get? We got the X-Tool S1. And like that, I need to do content on that because we have an affiliate link with it, right? I need to show that off. Here's everything that you can do with it. Here's things to learn with it. Here's things to different processes with it. I still haven't put the riser base on it. That was going to be today, and today was a total cluster F of a day, and we'll try again tomorrow. But yeah, it's there. Rockfest, no boat. Thank God, no boat. When it was at the arena, it's way better because then you can come and go as you please. Like that boat thing. Oh, you're limited capacity. You got this, you got that. Having it there in the arena was so much nicer because then you're just right there. We still don't know where we're staying. I guess we should figure that out. So Curtis, was that you up here next to Leskin there? Half of December I want to give up. In January I feel like I'm failing. Not alone. Not alone at all. Usually by mid-January our sales tank. And we know that, especially in the side of it, we're producing products for you, the end user. Is probably 80% of our business is producing products for the end user to then make their own products with it. So you have orders that you need to have completed by a day. So you're ordering here and you're putting your stuff out. So by the time middle of December rolls around, you've got all your stuff ready for Christmas. And so that's when maybe I need to start taking that time off. And then January is just slow in general. So how can we pick it up? And we got to offer more. That's why I'm already asking, what kind of transfers do people are you looking for? What kind of themes are you looking for January and February? So that way we can start working on those and start posting those up there. Yep, here's what we have. Here's what you can do for it. And we'll continue putting that out there and keep pushing it for it because it does. It is. It's tough. It's tough as a business owner. And I don't know why everybody has to think that it's so easy. If it was so easy, everybody would do it. And listen, world needs ditch diggers, and I'm down with being a ditch digger some days. Hello, Renee. How the hands doing? Catch the beginning of the replay. How are you feeling, Renee? Renee had some hand surgery yesterday. Chuck, I didn't meet everything this year, and the only person I can blame is myself. I'm right there with you, Chuck. I can blame a lot of things, but for every finger I point forward, was it 3 are pointing back at me? So what good is it? The biggest thing is I didn't ask for enough sales. That's the biggest thing. I didn't ask for enough sales and to push things through the way it needed to be, and that was a huge thing. And so we got to just ask more. That's what we got to do for it. Um, Alex and Ramen Barbecue, you could sell that. Here's the problem though, like one of my, I'd love to have a barbecue restaurant. I'd love to. Food costs are ridiculously high with that. Like barbecue is not cheap like it once was. It's a specialty thing. People aren't getting it every weekend. In the Midwest here, it's cold, so to kind of have just a stand isn't really worth it. I could get back in. I did cater a few parties, 20 some years ago. Loved doing that, but when the hell are all the parties? Right, nights and the weekends, right? Birthday parties, graduation parties, corporate events. You might do a couple corporate lunches, but most everything was nights and weekends. I enjoy that time, so I don't know if I want to do that. Rise out of here. I have to DJ a senior living center tonight. You get those kids up on the dancing, Rye. I want to see how it is. I'm always here to listen. I know you are, Ryan. I know you are. And that's the thing. Like when I was going through that, I did have, there a good handful of people reached out, and my close group knit of friends, they had no clue. I just laid it on them. It was like, here's how it is, folks. Here's what's going on. I don't know what to do. This is what I'm going to try and do. At this point, I don't need, I told you so. I don't need dumb decision. I don't need, any of that. I just need somebody to listen. And how can we help move things on from there? And that was tough. It was tough. Like I said, to ask for help. Um, I need to do that more. I'm not good about it. I've never really been good about that. I've been really into just keeping it in, and that's not the best thing, to just keep it in. But yeah, there's a lot in the business life, a lot in the personal life that people just don't know because we don't share that, right? We don't share when things are rough. We don't share when we're having that. Like me, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I put on that happy face and we're doing this. But Tuesday with Todd's, we're getting back in the groove with that. It's to go through it. And when I've had issues, I'm 100% honest. I'm like, here's how it is. But it might have taken me time to get there. I just need to get there faster on stuff. Alex said, don't forget, I think I lost almost all my bids this year. It's been a year. And some of the stuff, like traditionally, I mean, there is one that we've done 5 years in a row, no issues. And they said, hey, we need a bid this year. I was like, oh, is there a new project? They're like, no, on this one. I'm like, oh, why? And they're like, well, because now, and it's, of course, it's for a government agency. They have to go with the lowest bid. I'm like, well, we're probably going to lose it then. And they said, why? I said, because I'm not going to be your lowest. I said, the only thing I can do is sell us, sell our service, sell our, here's how we do it. You know that. Here's the experience that you have. And, we'd be happy to continue that on with it. And we lost it. And I knew it, but that's the thing, when we start putting everything in one basket, it's like that's when things can get really sketchy. When you have a handful of customers that make up, a very huge part of your business, what happens when one of them goes away or they decide to use somebody else? Then you're searching for it. So I need to spread it out there for it. Right, live with the senior, blast the Beatles track. Well, the seniors now aren't Beatles, right? The seniors now are like Eagles, and they're like 10 years older now. Darren said, my job gives me a reality check quite a bit. I feel like my world is falling apart, and then I run someone homeless living in filth or worse, and I go, okay, it can be worse, and I try to push on it. Darren, I feel that. I know that. I know that I didn't have what if I could have had the childhood that I'm giving my kids, especially my younger ones. Man, like I don't know, like and for those that don't know my story, I grew up with a single mom, raising 3 kids the best she could, working 2 jobs, doing that. Dad who's never really around. You tried to make that relationship there. It never really happened, and then he died on me, like literally at my house on me. After we found out he had cancer, and there's tons of questions I didn't get answered, and I think that's kind of why I am the way I am. I never really had that father figure in my life. I got in trouble as a kid. I've been to jail. Luckily stayed out of prison. But it took thousands of dollars for that not to happen. It wasn't. I wasn't the greatest person. I did a lot of things I'm not proud of. What can I say? I can't say it was the 90s, and it was a different time. Well, yeah, it was a different time, and people did different things, but I knew the difference between right and wrong. I just looked at, well, hey, what's wrong for you is right for me, and so there's a lot of that there, and so I had to grow up, and going through my first divorce, I didn't want that because I didn't want to be the dad that I had, and that was a huge thing for me, and I still think my older kids kind of got the shaft on it because I wasn't there for them every day like I am for my younger ones. And it sucks, but I just try and push through it and then want them to know, hey, dad loves you. I'm here for you, anything that you need. And we don't have the relationship we should. And that's on me, for not pushing it the way again. But the hell am I supposed to? I don't know. I don't know how to be a dad. I still don't know how to be a dad. I still get, a lot of sorts with stuff and not sure what to do. And I'm telling you guys way too much personal stuff when this is supposed to be a year in review, not a therapy session with Todd. But it is. You guys are my therapy. You guys really got me through this past year. It was tough, and each day gets better. There's still days that suck in there. There's still days where I'm like, I'm packing up. If Brian's shop was a little more south and I didn't have to deal with snow every once in a while, I just go work for him. If you're down south, I just might come work for you. And I can bring my stuff there, and we can have a great old time. And here's what I can bring and how we can do it. But on that flip side of it, I love what I do. I love being here in the office between 5 and 6 every morning. I love working. I love being here with you guys. I love what I do, and that's what I got to do. Right? I gotta love. I gotta love what I got to do. If I don't love what I'm doing, then why am I doing it? If I'm just doing it for money, I might as well go get a job with benefits and insurance and time off and all the other fun perks of when you clock out, you're done. Why not? That's not me. I gotta suck it up and just suck it up. That's what I gotta do. Alex says, I don't think I'm gonna make it to Long Beach. Are you set up where I can't talk to you about my business I can talk to you about my business for like 15, 20 minutes? Alex, we can set something up for that. We can for sure do that. And that's what I said going into next year. I'm going to focus on this social media side of the business. When we started, what Fat Dad Wholesale, business basis group, it was to help out those people that were just getting started in the business. And then throughout it, we've morphed and brought in people that were way more because they wanted to give back to it. And we've gotten away from that. And that's something that needs to change. And I think the big thing is it's gonna go to this. That group is gonna get changed. It's gonna be crafting cash. It's gonna be help you taking your craft to cash, and we're gonna help every part of the way with it. Will there be paid groups to get into? Yes. Will there be free consultations? Yes. But when you want to set up a call, it's more than like 10, 15 minutes. Guess what? You got to pay for it. Time's money. We got to set the boundaries on things. There's a good handful of people that I don't mind giving free advice to and information to because they do the same thing back to me. We work together on stuff, and they can help me develop. I can help them develop it, and it's a good partnership for it. But some other ones are just I have lost count of the amount of people this year that have asked me about DTF printing, that have asked me about things. Never buy a print for me. Hey, can you help me with this artwork? Hey, what is this doing this? Hey, why is my printer printing this way? Hey, is this? Never before have they bought anything from me. Should I keep helping those people? What value do they bring to me? I guess maybe this is going to sound bad, but maybe we need to do more of, what value does somebody bring to you? If they don't bring you, if you're always the one bringing the value, right? It's like going to a cookout. You're the one that's always bringing the good food while somebody else is always bringing home the Tupperware. They're just there to take and leave. They're not bringing anything to the table. They're filling up their container. They're getting out. They'll see you the next time around. I got to cut that out next year. And it's going to suck. because some of them are my friends. Like, and I'd be like, listen, you add no value to me. And I hate to say it that way, but unless we can start adding, you can add value to me, this isn't going to work anymore. I can't help you out with your artwork. I can't walk you through how to set this up. I can't do this. And why? You haven't brought anything to me. You haven't made a purchase for me in 6 months. You haven't, you know, I got to reevaluate those relationships, and I got to focus on the ones that are here. I got to focus on the ones that are VIP group because they're the ones that are paying for that. I got to focus for the ones that if we win, because that's not going to be an if, that win when we create the private group. Making sure the content is tight for those people that are in there and helping everybody grow because you're taking an investment in me, and I want to do the same for you. So, learning throughout 2023 what didn't work. I need to take what didn't work and put it back into things that are there. Renee said, "Hey, in a store, trying to live as a lefty sucks. I feel your frustration, right? Like, welcome to my world. Like, for those that don't know, I am left-handed. I am severely left-handed. What does that mean? Like, I have to mouse left-handed. I can't mouse right-handed. There's a lot that I can't do right-handed. I'm severe left-handed. You're welcome, Don. I don't know what it was for, but you're welcome. Rise special guest, Steel Panther. Guess the song they start with. Ooh. I'm in the Roman boat. I'm the same. I guess there. I just cry. John, I've had that. Like, how many good cries I've had in the shower in the morning? Like, just where it's just the stress of overwhelming. Or I'm going through something and trying to fix it, and I'm getting bombarded with emails and messages and saying how this is screwed up and that's screwed up, and I can't fix stuff. And that's when I'm just like, what the hell am I going to do? There's been plenty of times, and even in the last couple of weeks, where I've just cried it out. Where I'm like, this has got to work. What is going on? What am I missing? What am I doing wrong? And it's not that I'm doing anything wrong. It's just learning process with it. And look, you still have not hit that live button. Why not, Don? What's holding you from hitting that live button, and how can we help make that happen? MM Customs, hello, fam, to you as well. Hi, Renee. Hi, Barb. Here, brother. Hey, that's all we can do is be here for each other, right? There's a good handful of people that they'll buy stuff every once in a while from me, but every once in a while they'll reach out. Hey, just checking in. How you doing? Or like, hey, I just need somebody to vent to. Can you just listen? Absolutely. Somebody's having a bad day. I'm not pulling are you a membership one? Are you buying stuff from me? If you need somebody to talk to, I'm here. I've been through a lot in my life, and there's a lot that people don't know. And I want you to know anything that you've been through, one way or another, I've probably been through it as well. And so, yeah, even if you just need somebody to listen to, just let me know. We can set that up. We almost need a therapy call, I think, once a month, and then we can go from there. You're welcome, Alex. I mean, that's what I got to do. Like I said, you guys are my fam, right? Like, no bullshit. When it came to our wedding, most everybody in our wedding were people from the industry, people that I met online, people that Corey met online. We had, I had one of my best friends there from high school. Corey had one of her best friends there from high school. Actually, I had two of my best friends from high school. Everybody else, they were all people that we met online, and I loved it, and I wouldn't change it. And you guys are my family, and that's why I treat you as family. You're good to me, I'm good to you. We may fight and argue, we may not always see eye to eye, but we're there for each other, and that's what we do. Ooh, I need a hate press operator, or two, starting in January. Damn, Brian, you need to move a little south. And I can't operate a heat press anymore. I don't know how. Corey does all that, so I'm out there. And of course, I'd come in there and look at it and be like, why don't we just get the auto shuttle, and we can produce more stuff, and it's less stress, and there. So I get myself out of a job already. No, or how about when they do ask you and give you time and energy, and they do the opposite of what's said and ask help fixing the issue every time. Like, here, you're asking for help on how to do this, right? Like, how do I do this? Okay, this is how I would do it. And then you check in with them. Well, hey, did you? No, I did it this way. Well, then what are you even asking me for? What are you wasting my time for? I don't get it. So I need to sell plasma. I don't love it and look at it with contempt. Dude, I got the scars to prove it. Plasma, I hate to do that. Dude, I am not, like I said, when it comes to supporting me and my family, I wish I was a woman because I would have an OnlyFans and I'd be hoeing myself out. So that way there's food on the table every night. Like, I know that's horrible to say, but I've done that. I've been there. I've been there where there was no, there was literally no money in the account. There was negative money in the account. I've been there where cars have been repoed. I'm telling you, I have been there. I have lived that life. I have lost a lot. I have had a lot, and it's made me who I am. You can always get better if you choose to be. I was a shitty person. Like I'm not gonna. Anybody who's known me for a long amount of time, that has been the friends with me, they knew how I was, and I was not a great husband. I was not a great father. I could have been way better, but I let other vices in my life run it, and that's what I did. I didn't put the people who were putting me in front of those things, and that sucked for everybody around. But yeah, I've been there. I've battled with things. I've done a lot of stuff that I'm not proud of. Like I said, I've said that before, but not having the food on the table, not having not knowing hey, what's going to get turned off this month. Are we paying the cable bill? Oh, what's cable bill? Yeah, we don't have cable. Are we paying? What are we paying? What are we trying to keep on with it? What are we going without so the kids can have a Christmas? It's things like that that's really tough because I don't ever want my kids to have to deal with that, of that stress of that things. And when you go through that, it changes who you are. I, you know, I, I in my life, I don't know how many cars I've had repoed, 3, 4, because it wasn't, and a couple of them like, just take this car. Like, I don't want it anymore. Like, it's a giant pain, but it was there, horrible credit. Buy here, pay here, go ahead and bend me over and stick it because I need a vehicle to drive. Yeah, I've done it. Like I said, anything that somebody's done, I care. I've been here too. And maybe this opens up more to people, being more transparent on how things end, then you be like, you know what? I like that guy, Todd. He's been through the same things I have, and look where he is, and he can be happy about it and move on from there. And that's what I'm going to do. Keep pushing myself. What do you send me a text for? You trying to find dinner? What? Sure. Whatever you guys figure out. I'll be wrapping this up shortly. What should I get from McDonald's? I haven't had McDonald's in a long time. So
Big Mac with no lettuce.
Big Mac, no lettuce, extra sauce.
Fanta, Sprite.
I'm gonna go. Go a Fanta. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna go with. So yeah, that's said I'm open. Ask. I mean, maybe this is my ask me anything type thing. Maybe this is my time to come clean on everything and just start over. Right, 2024, new year. Right. And so that's why I need to sell the plasma. I don't love it. Oh yeah, we got that one. Renee, that's how I became partially ambidextrous, almost having my right hand amputated, broken. Oh, I'm not down with that. Right, first dance. It's the bird by the time. Nice. Hey, fella, that would be. I can't see who it is, but that's probably Patrick. Patrick's probably the only person I know that uses fella. Wrapping up a decent 23 and ready to crush 24. Patrick, are you going to be out there at Long Beach? We will be out there for it. Like you said, bad timing in the learning curve, dude. It is it is bad timing learning curve. There's just so much that goes on for that. And I said, yeah, a wedding in a DTR seminar. Yes, in tuxes. We didn't wear tuxes. We're in like linen pants and t-shirt. And my ring finally bit the dust. For those that don't know, I wear the silicone rings, but Corey actually made me a ring, and it had a black skull on it, a crystal skull, and the skull finally popped off for it. So it made it 4 years. We go back for our first wedding anniversary next month, so maybe I get another one. But yeah, I should post that. Anybody wants to go to Mexico in 2 months, more than welcome to come join us. We can turn into anything. Todd OnlyFans, man. Thanks for the image. It'd be my feet, man. People love feet pictures and seeing painted toes. I'm telling you, that's what it is. The Big Mac adult Happy Meal, are they available again? I had the little character the last. Oh, look, see, the last time they had the adult Happy Meals. Yeah. And Cindy, how are you doing? I know you're having a rough day. Hopefully things are looking better for you now. You are correct. That's right. See, you'll be there. Sweet. We there. We'll have to get together. Why we got you here, Patrick? What's new? What do you guys? There's just so many of us here. You guys, are you launching something new at Long Beach, or can you not give us a hint or talk about it or anything like that? What do we got? What do we got going on there? Because we're going to wrap this up pretty soon, but we'll get together out there, and that's my thing is I need to get with all the people that we work with. The great folks over at Caesar have sent us material to make stuff with. The people at JDS have sent us stuff. The people at JP Plus, any of our affiliates, I need to start doing more stuff for them. Like here, how can I help push this for you? What can I do for you? Not what can you do for me? What can I do for you? How can I bring value to you? And that's one of the things that you do. I mean, I will say that I am still happy about. I got to look and see where we're at right now for this because it's a vanity metric, and sometimes that's just what you need. But when you have, that's last 28 days for basically 59,000 or 5,900 followers. Let's call it 6,000. 5.7 million reach. 485,000 engagement. We're going to keep pushing things and doing it to do that. And how can we make it easier and more with the people? So we're going to do that. Ryan, first song, Fat Girl. Yeah. That sucks there. And this is my second go around on this hand. I haven't, that's why, my knees, I should get my knees. This scares me. Really, really scares me. Thank you, Todd. And anytime you don't want to vent, we all here time to time. Yeah, that's what we got, Chuck. We're here for you guys too. We're here just as much for you guys as you are for me. So I want you to know that. On a high note, I'm making a big batch of breakfast burrito mix. Now that sounds good. On a high note for me, we have Delaney coming tomorrow. Her 17th birthday is Friday, so we're gonna. She won't be here, so we're gonna do it tomorrow. And we'll have her here through Thursday. So Thursday is going to be probably once we get through tomorrow, Thursday is going to be a day where we're baking chocolate cheese, making some chocolate cheese. I'm super excited about that. Buckeye balls, making those Buckeyes, peanut clusters, down for some peanut clusters. And then those are the three that I need. I need my chocolate cheese, my peanut clusters, and my Buckeyes. I'm good to go with that. So that'll be us, on Thursday. And then, before you know it, Christmas is right here. Ooh, yum, Darren. I'm thinking of making sugar cookies. Ooh, we've got sugar cookies to make too. What's the thumbprint ones where you put the Hershey Kiss in the center of them? We've got those. And they got a couple other ones. And we'll make another fudge because they love the chocolate cheese until they realize what's in it. And they're like, oh my God, I can't believe this. So they're like, oh, some peanut brittle. God, I haven't made peanut brittle in a while. There's a lot of stuff I should do. Need Ella to come home and be your right hand. That's right. Yeah, you do. When she coming back? Chocolate cheese. That's right, Ellen. Chocolate cheese, homie. I will post that on Thursday. I'll post the recipe maybe tomorrow or Thursday. Chocolate cheese. It is an awesome thing. I mean, it is pretty amazing. It is pretty amazing. I think Renee didn't. We have a discussion. You're like, what the hell? And when you see the recipe, you're like, what in the hell? And the whole time you're making, you're like, what in the hell? And then you have it, you're like, not bad. So chocolate cheese is coming. But yeah, 2023 it was a rough year. We learned a lot. I learned a lot about myself. I learned that I have to ask for help more. I can't do this. I realized that I cannot rely on anybody else but myself, and that's including Corey too. I told her that. I said I can't count on you the way I can count on myself, and it's the dynamic that we have. I think in my head that she should already know what I'm thinking. I think she is literally my right hand. But she should also be my right brain and know that. And it's a fault of mine, no fault of hers. But I'm like, if I can't do a list and I can't count you for this and that, then this is what I need to do. And so it is one of those things where I need to take inventory of everything that we have going on, anything that we want to do. I need to create not necessarily a vision board, but that goal board of here's what we got going on. I want everybody to be involved in this. How can we get and do the things that we want to do? Because, if we're okay with where we're at right now, and we could bring on another, even $50,000 in sales, and let's say in that $50,000 in sales, it's another 20,000 in profit. Could we bring in another 20,000 in profit? Would that change how we do things? Yeah, 20,000 in profit would help out immensely. And so we need to look at how we're doing that. And a big part of it is, I always feel, especially on the pushing side of things, am I pushing too much stuff out there, or am I saying it too much? And I realize that, I've said it time and time again. People aren't watching this now, or they're watching it later, or they might see a post now or might see a post later. I got to be posting, that 3 to 5 times a day of different stuff and different things out there, and really get that. And that's where, working on everything that much. It's true. I am the only person you're going to spend the rest of your life with. 102. I want Corey to be my life coach. Cindy, she's there for you. You tell her what you need, and she will be there for you. She's a good catch for me. She definitely keeps me in line, and definitely tells me no on a lot of things. And I think that's what everybody needs, is somebody to tell them no. But sometimes I just need her to take my hand and be like, okay, it'll be okay. And here's my hand, and I'm extending it to you guys. It'll be okay. If you need something, just reach out. Just reach out. That's all you got to do. Recipes with Todd Thursday night. I mean, one of the things that I'd like to do is once a month, when I'm sitting out at the smoker and the grill, just go live. We can do, tequila and Todd on Tuesdays. We can throw up a meal and put it together and throw it on the smoker. It's like, for us, between the ceramic cooker, the gas grill, the flat top, the pellet cooker, the gravity fed, the electric smoker, I'm missing an offset stick burner. That's the only thing. I really have to make some things work. But yeah, that's the thing I want to do with. That's true, Darren. Unless you have multiple personalities, true. How can we keep ourselves accountable? Well, so here's how this is. That's a great question, Alex. And this is how we're going to do it. We're setting our goals, right? So this is where I'm telling you now. There's the link. You're going to go in here. You're going to fill it out. At least get your January goals in there. If you have something for year end, great, whatever. But once a month, we're going to take the first Wednesday of every month, and on morning mindset, that one might go a little longer depending on how people do that. We're going to go through each person's goal. Whether you show up live or not, I'm going to ask you where you are with this goal. I'm asking you for email and stuff on this, so that way I can check out on you. Hey, just checking on your goals. How's it going? I expect you guys to do the same thing to me. Call me out on stuff, asking how it's going. If you're not going to do a goal, just take it off the board. So we're going to, we'll hold each other accountable for it, and that's what we're going to do. See, right there, both of you laughing about it. All right. Tomorrow morning mindset. It's going to be a quick one. Like I said, I think we got to be out of here by 9 so we can fight other parents for chairs. Best part of, kids singing in tune. Besides the kids singing is, the finding seats, which is awesome. And we got 2 shows to do tomorrow. So that'll be most of my morning from 9 to noon. I think is how it works, because we've got one at 9:30 and then one at 10:30. And, I guess there's all kinds of commotion going on outside with ambulances and fire trucks and police cars. I just got a notification, so I need to go check that out. All right. So yeah, that's a lot of cooking items, right? For what? The stuff that we're going to do? What? We're going to get the girls here. We're going to have a family fun day on it. Chocolate cheese. I want if I post the recipe for chocolate cheese, who's going to make it? Who's going to make chocolate cheese? Who's going to be brave enough? Who's going to be the brave soul to try and make the chocolate cheese? Because I think everybody should do it. But tomorrow morning mindset. Yeah, thank you guys. Darren, I really do appreciate this. I do. I don't think you guys realize how much you mean to me. I try to express it, and I'm not the best at it. But you guys do mean the world to me. You're the ones who are my sanity on the other side of the screen. a lot of you are the ones that, are supporting us by, making those purchases. And hey, thanks for helping keep the lights and mics on. And so I said affiliate links, click those, and they're free. But I do. I need this more often than not. And maybe this becomes a quarterly show where it's just like, here's your turn to vent. And maybe that one becomes a private stream. And that's where I think in the private group, because I know there's a lot of people that don't want to say stuff in a public forum and don't want to do things in a public place because they don't want to be, thought about differently or looked at differently or anybody that's out there to see it. But I'm an open book. We do a private one, then hey, then come in there, bawl your eyes out. How can we do it? And then I'll let you cry and I'll tell you to suck it up and let's make it work, because we're going to. Together through all this, we're going to make it work. Was that a nope? You're not going to do chocolate cheese? I thought we were friends. You just Googled it. Yeah, Googled chocolate cheese. Google it. Yeah, everybody do it. Good luck tomorrow. It's going to be all right. Darren, thank you. Man to man, I love you too, brother. We will, next time, we're not doing Dax Kansas City this year because they didn't accept me as a speaker because I was telling the truth. So whatever, Dax. But there are some other things that could come up from it, but we will get together soon, my friend. All right. You guys have an amazing night. We'll be back in here Wednesday morning, morning mindset. We'll do that Friday. There is no morning mindset next Monday. It's Christmas, folks. So we will do that on Wednesday. Next Tuesday with Todd, we got Sarah coming in, and we're going to talk creating content with Canva, the triple C's. Then we're following up with the first show of New Year is going to be goal setting. The show after that is going to be using AI to reach those goals and how we're using it in our marketing system for that. So we've got a lot going on there for it. Alex, you're welcome. Right there. This right here. And don't give up. Believe in yourself. Every one of you that's here, I believe in. You are taking the time out of your day to come in here and support me. Hopefully, I can give you something back. I'm not a complete waste of your time, but know that that you can do this. Look, here is a poverty kid, a poor ass kid, evictions. Dude, I did not. And I'm not saying I had a horrible upbringing. I didn't know that I had, I didn't know I was poor until I was older. I didn't know because it was never shown like that. I didn't realize some things until I got older and experienced them for myself on things. And, you got this, man. It's together. We can get you here for it. We're here to help you out. Let's message me, Alex. Let's, maybe we can go ahead and, see about getting on a call here real quick for you. And Brian, if Brian's still around, Brian, I'll call you after this. So we'll get a hold of you. I'll get with both of you. Alan, I was hoping to see in a Santa hat. I can still wear a Santa hat. Maybe I wear one on Friday. Christmas Eve. We'll see. That's right. We do got it. Chocolate cheese, I know. Freaking Buckeyes are still a mystery. They're not a mystery, Cindy. Chocolate cheese. You got to make peanut butter balls. They're peanut butter balls dipped in chocolate. They look like Buckeyes. You got this. I know you do. you had to Google Buckeyes also. See, everybody's learning new holiday traditions. So you guys have an amazing night. We'll be back here tomorrow morning mindset. And once again, thank you so much for allowing me to come into your house, your place of work, your phones, whatever, and just listen to me ramble. Because, man, sometimes we just need it. So peace, love, press on. We will see you guys next time.